myself writing a letter to myself, and for the most part of it was just like just relating to things and just discoveries I'd made about myself, and just things that I wish somebody had said to me before I made certain decisions and before I made certain choices in my life. And this basically was just a letter to myself and the younger me, especially. I don't know, just, you make certain choices and you make certain decisions, and you feel like based on where you are at that certain time it makes so much sense, but then you grow up and you make so many discoveries, and you realize at some point in your life when you thought you had it all figured out, you're just so clueless and you did not know anything basically. And so so I've actually like discarded the letter now. I don't remember much what was mentioned on it, but because it was coming from the bottom of my heart, I obviously have an idea of what it was about. And if I had to just like put all the pieces together right now, it probably would go something like dear younger me, of course. And first of all, if I had to meet you, I would probably tell you that I forgive you. And with me forgiving you comes a lot of responsibility. And that responsibility is that you need to forgive people that have done you wrong. Me forgiving you means that I'm aware and that I acknowledge that because of how you were just so confused and how you were just under a lot of pressure, you made some decisions based on what you thought was the truth from where you were standing. And that's I'm just willing to be lenient with you, and I acknowledge, of course, that where we are now is due to the decisions that you've made. But you know what? I forgive you. And I completely understand where you were coming from. And me understanding where you were coming from means that I acknowledge that there are some choices that you have made. And those choices have put us in the position that we're in today. And I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for just how clueless you were. And I'm thankful for just how impulsive you were and just how spontaneous you were. Because if it wasn't for that impulsiveness, we wouldn't be where we are today. And so I'm thankful that you're just always so willing to try new things, and I'm thankful that you are you. And if you were anybody else, we would not be here today. So I'm thankful more than anything that you were faced with so many options as to who you could become, and you chose to become you. So I forgive you. And I understand that you have gone through some things. And these are things that I don't think anybody could go through the way that you went through. I understand that you lost your father, and I understand that the way you lost him was just so undesirable. There is really no right way to lose somebody that you love. And the fact that you lost him, and the fact that you lost him the way you did, and you still woke up every day and you made the decision to go on, just makes me respect you in a way that I could never respect anybody else. And I'm just sitting here and I'm looking at how strong you've been, and it's just so crazy that I've been graced with the opportunity to become It's just so crazy that I know you and I know everything that you've gone through, and to just, I don't know, if anything, I'm just a spectator and I'm just sitting here and I'm claiming to be you, but I don't know what you've been through, and I'm sitting here looking at each and every decision that you've had to make and each and everything that you've gone through that nobody else knows about except you, because you woke up every day and you chose to go through your battles, and you chose to go through them so boldly, and you did not boast, and you did not make it a point that everybody feels sorry for you. Based on what you have gone through just makes me even more proud to be part of who you are becoming. And I want you to know that whoever was involved in you having to lose your father, whoever you may sit down now and feel like is responsible for you just feeling so miserable and feeling so lost and feeling so robbed and feeling like, I understand that at some point you felt like the whole world was just falling down on you. Whoever you feel like is responsible for you having those emotions, forgive them. That's right. Forgive them. Not for them, but for you. Forgive them so they don't have you captive anymore. Forgive them so that you can be set free. Forgive them so you can say that regardless of what you've had to go through, you still made it out happy and you still made it out free. And that's the most important thing to be in this life, is to be free. So many people have so many things, but the one thing they do not have is freedom. So for you to go through all the things that you've gone through and still decide to be free is power. And it's power that nobody else could ever grant to you. Power that you have to go out and decide to take upon yourself. It's self-acclaimed. It's self-granted. And you have to make that decision to forgive and to let go, not because you want the other person to feel like they've been granted, they've been given the opportunity to come out of this free and happy. But for you to know that you always had the power to make the other person feel miserable and feel imprisoned, but you chose not to. You chose not to retaliate. You chose not to be mad. And you chose to forgive. And I want you to know, younger me, that you are the strongest person that I've ever met my whole life. You've gone through so much. You've gone through so much bullying. You've gone through so much hate. And you've gone through so much abuse. And you still chose to forgive. And you still chose to come out of all this happy and free. And that's something I'll always seek to find in everybody that I genuinely care about and everybody that I'm affectionate about, but I'll never find in anybody except you. And I just want you to know that there are days where you might wake up and you feel like whatever you're doing is not enough, but it is always enough. In everything that I've witnessed you do, you have always gone an extra mile. You have always made it a point that you prove to both me and you that if anything, you can do this. Not only for you, but for both me and you. For the present you and for the you that you're aspiring to be. And I want you to know that it is okay. I am so proud of you. I am so proud of the progress that you're continuously making sure that you're making. And I am so happy to be here today and looking back at everything that you're pushing so hard to become. And I want you to know that no matter how much it seems like it's not happening, that is exactly what you're becoming. And if I had anything else to say to you, I would say respect and honor time. I just want you to make me proud, and I want that little girl is who I'm concerned about. When we were younger, she just used to be so ambitious and she used to be so enthusiastic. We have to do it for her. We owe it to her. But if anything, I know that the power to become is within you. And you have been created with so much fire and so much possess and so much desire to literally become anything that you want to be. So if anything, I want you to know that I believe in you, and that no matter what happens, no matter what could happen, I will always have faith in you, and I will always have faith in whatever you have the power to become. And no matter how much anxiety and how much fear I've seen you have to face, more than anything, I'll just always believe in your strength.